There is a time in life when a person has nothing except hope. Not a big house, not expensive clothes, and not even a clear future. Only a small hope that continues to live quietly inside the heart, even when the world feels small and life feels heavy. In a small village surrounded by rice fields and dirt roads, life begins with simplicity. Morning arrives with a thin mist hanging above the rice plants still wet with dew. The sound of roosters crowing becomes the natural signal that the day has begun, and simple footsteps soon fill the small path leading toward the fields. In that village, life moves slowly. There are no tall buildings, no busy highways, only modest houses standing between coconut trees and wide rice fields. The air feels clean, and the night sky is always decorated with countless stars that seem close enough to touch. That is where the journey of life begins. Since childhood, life has already taught the meaning of hard work. Small hands become used to touching the soil. Young feet must walk along the narrow paths between the fields. Not because someone wants to grow up too fast, but because life does not always offer many choices. Day after day passes in almost the same rhythm. The sun rises, work begins in the fields, and the day ends when the sky slowly turns orange. To some people, that life may look simple, but within that simplicity are lessons about patience and perseverance. Sometimes, exhaustion comes without warning. Yet life in the village teaches one important truth. Hard work is not a burden, but a part of the journey of life. In the middle of the same routine every day, small questions often appear quietly in the heart. Will life always be like this? Is the world only as big as this small village? Is there another life somewhere beyond the horizon? Those questions often appear at night, when the village sky is filled with bright stars. The mind begins to wander far away to places never seen. Those stars feel like windows opening to a much larger world. But dreams are never easy to chase. Growing up as the child of a farmer means living with limitations. Money must always be counted carefully. Every need must be considered many times before it can be fulfilled. Yet it is from those limitations that an unseen strength is born. The strength to endure, the strength to keep trying, and the strength to refuse to surrender to circumstances. Years slowly pass. Time moves forward quietly, but steadily, until one day a big decision appears. A decision that will change the direction of life. The decision to leave the village. The decision to leave the place that has always been called home. The decision to search for a better life somewhere far away. The destination of that journey is a distant island called Taiwan, a place once known only through stories told by people who had gone abroad to work, a land that feels incredibly far from the small village where everything began. The journey to that new place is not easy. From the first moment of arrival, everything feels. At first, loneliness often arrives without warning. The feeling of missing home becomes very strong, missing the sound of the wind moving through the rice fields, missing the calm and peaceful sky of the village. But the journey of life never stops just because someone feels homesick. The steps must continue forward. Work begins by caring for an elderly grandmother. Each day is filled with small acts of attention that may seem simple but carry deep meaning. Preparing meals, helping her walk, sitting beside her when the day feels quiet. To many people, that job may seem ordinary, but in truth, it teaches something far greater than routine. Day after day passes peacefully. From those small acts, something unexpected slowly grows. trust. A relationship that began as work slowly turns into something more sincere. A simple smile becomes a language that does not need words.